Basic to all religion, and so also to ancient Mesopotamian religion, is, we believe, a unique experience in confrontation with power not of this world. Rudolf Otto called this confrontation numinous, and analyzed it as the experience of mysterium tremendum et fascinosum, a confrontation with a holy other, outside the normal experience and indescribable in its terms, terrifying, ranging from sheer demonic dread through awe to sublime majesty, and fascinating, with irresistible attraction demanding unconditional allegiance. It is a positive human response to this experience in thought, myth and theology, and action, cult and worship, that constitutes religion. Thor Jacobson. One of the greatest goddesses of the ancient world was Sumerian Inanna, who, as is well known, was explicitly identified with the planet Venus. The cult of Inanna, upon being assimilated with that of the Semitic goddess Ishtar, would dominate the religious landscape of Mesopotamia for over 2,000 years. As our earliest historical testimony documenting the observations and the worship of the planet Venus, the literature surrounding Inanna must loom large in any discussion of that planet's role in ancient myth and religion. The cult of Inanna is prominent in the earliest temples yet excavated in Mesopotamia. At Uruk, the oldest urban site in the entire Near East, offerings to Inanna far outnumbered those of any other deity. In strata conventionally dated to 3000 BC, Uruk 4-3, Inanna is already associated with various symbols which would become conspicuous in her later cult. The 8-pointed star, or the Rosetta, for example. It was during this period, Uruk 4-3, that writing first developed in Mesopotamia, later spreading to Egypt. Inanna's name, originally written with a pictograph transcribed as Mus 3, is thought to depict a pole-like standard with reed stalks bound together in volutes. In the earliest period at Uruk 4, Mus 3 sign typically appears without the divine determinants, although exceptions do occur. In Uruk 3 text, the sign is more often that not preceded by the divine determinant, but the later an 8-pointed star closely resembling a modern asterisk. Insomuch as a cuneiform determinant for the god features a star, it stands to reason that Inanna was already identified with a celestial body during the archaic Uruk period. Sarzaska has expressed a similar view. In the most archaic period, the determinant Dengur was associated with the astral deities only. That Inanna was already identified with the planet Venus in this earlier period is supported by a variety of evidence. Sikarza had called attention to two epitaphs of Inanna, Hud and Sig, which have been translated as a morning and evening respectively. Not surprisingly, these epitaphs have been interpreted as a reference to the planet goddess' appearance as a morning star and the evening star. And this interpretation is to be admitted. It follows the Sumerian skywatchers recognized Venus phases nearly 3,000 years before Parmenides, the Greek philosopher traditionally credited with this discovery. A significant body of hymns celebrating Inanna is preserved from the Akkadian dynasty of Sargon, the so-called Neo-Sumerian period, circa 23 BCE. As scholars have pointed out, it is probable that the sacred literature includes some very ancient ideas, perhaps reflecting archaic Sumerian tradition. The cycle of hymns composed by Enheduanna, a daughter of Sargon himself, is respected representative of this period of literary genre. The hymn Nin Mi Sa Ra, generally known as the exaltation of Inanna, rarely mentions the goddess by name. Rather, Inanna is invoked through a series of epitaphs such as Great Queen of Queens or Eridol of On. As the planet Venus, Inanna is celebrated as the senior queen of the heavenly foundations and the zenith.